Welcome to a special edition of Nowhere to Run. We're going to be taking an in-depth look at sleep paralysis and, to a lesser extent, alien abduction. I do think I know what these experiences are, and I also think that I know how to stop them. But I'm not going to be the one to tell you what that is. I think it's best to let those that are experiencing it and those who have overcome it tell you. The first half of this episode will be accounts from people from YouTube talking about their experiences with sleep paralysis. It's interesting to just listen to them. A lot of them come to various conclusions and have various reasonings for what they're experiencing, but the similarities are evident as you listen to more and more of them. And the second half will be people that have claimed to overcome sleep paralysis and alien abduction. I'm not saying that they're the same thing, but they do appear to be stopped the same way. Again, it's in the details. Every account is different. People are coming from a lot of different places, but the more you hear, the more the similarities become significant. If you have any questions, you can call into a new live show, which is done on talkshoe.com. That's TALKSHOE.com. And do a search for The Frank and Chris Show. Hope to hear from you. Enjoy.
When you're in bed, you're actually awake, but it's like you can't move.
I've had sleep paralysis maybe like 3 times in my life. And usually I find that it's when I'm sleeping at like 3 a.m. or something, because I have like lots of homework.
I actually get sleep paralysis maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks.
It's not exactly the same experience every time. Basically, it's you can't differentiate reality from dream.
Right about when you're falling asleep, you start to dream, but you're still awake.
I hear like electric magnetic sounds.
The first time, it was kind of weird, but I could hear like aliens and stuff. And then other people see ghosts.
I don't clearly remember every single image I've seen, but they're all really devilish, like dark silhouettes, and sometimes like a shape of a girl. Sometimes I see faces laughing.
It's kind of hard to explain, but you only really know once you get it. It is very scary the first time you get it.
It could be like coming up to you and you can't move, you can't scream or anything.
The worst part is, whenever I have sleep paralysis, I try to scream, but I can't.
You know that you're dreaming, and you're awake at the same time, but you can't do anything.
I try to move my body as well, but it just feels really heavy.
You have to wait and try to wake up.
It takes around 5 seconds for me to actually wake up, to finally wake up. But then even if it's just 5 seconds, it feels really long.
Keep away from stress and get lots of sleep, and then you can avoid sleep paralysis.
I've experienced both types at points in my life, and over the last 6 months or so, I've learned to come to terms with the common type, and no longer does it instill any sort of fear within me. This is due to the fact that it's now immediately obvious what's happening when it's happening, and therefore I can just ride along with the feeling, observe it subjectively, take some mental notes, and in a strange way enjoy the experience while it lasts. You know, I see so many people talking fearfully of sleep paralysis, but I've learned that there really is nothing to fear. However, I do still suffer from some disturbing experiences when it comes to hallucinatory sleep paralysis. And this is mainly due to the fact that I don't always initially realise what's going on. It can generally be quite a disorientating feeling, you see, so I tend to take a lot longer to rationalise what the hell is going on compared to the almost instant acknowledgement when the common variation kicks in. For example, I was round my friend's house once and I woke up to what sounded like menacing groans coming from the bottom of his bed. This obviously sent a shiver down my spine, and I tried to sit up to take a closer look at what exactly was going on, what that noise was, where it originated from. So I was curious, tried to get up, and it was at this point that I became aware that I couldn't move. And before I knew it, a shadowy ghost-like creature emerged from the foot of the bed and started walking over to me, hissing and spitting and just genuinely being quite aggressive on its way over to me. Due to me not being able to move, I decided to try and shout for help to my mate who was sleeping right by the side of me. But all that came out was a pathetic whimper, because not only is your body paralysed, your voice is also paralysed to a certain extent. So more apparitions of these creatures then began appearing all around me. The room was suddenly buzzing with murmurs and whispers and screeches from all these hideous looking creatures. They were scuttling about the room, and they were really quite aware of my presence, because their eyes stayed transfixed with mine for the duration of the experience. At this point I was still really confused as to what exactly was going on, very, very disorientated. A minute or two had passed by now, and I must admit I was genuinely frightened by this point, and I just wanted to, whatever was going on, I wanted it just to end. And all in all, it probably lasted for about 3 to 4 minutes before I literally bolted upright out of the bed and out of the trance. It wasn't even a matter of it fading away. It was just there, and then it wasn't, like the flip of a switch. So, this shows how confusing and terrifying the experience can be. My rational mind just seems to go out the window, and I only really realise what's going on after the experience is finished. Over time, I'm confident that these hallucinatory sleep paralysis episodes of mine will become less and less frightening as I slowly get more and more used to them. But for now, they really don't happen often enough to worry me that much. I mean, in the last year I've probably had 3 of these experiences, I'd say. But I do want to sort them out, and I look forward to the point where, who knows, I could maybe enjoy the hallucinatory sleep paralysis just the same as I do the common type. One day, hopefully. It will take a lot of conditioning and a lot of instinct on my behalf. I'm going to have to really train myself to realise that there is nothing to be scared of, and I need to train myself more to recognise what's happening as soon as it starts happening. And that's going to be hard, but I'll get there, I'm sure, one day. So, yeah. Anyway, well, I hope this has filled you in a little bit on what exactly sleep paralysis is. And please let me know if you're experiencing this phenomenon too. Get in touch, send me a message, or do a video response even. That'd be great. It's good to know, you're not alone. So feel free to chat. So yeah, thanks for listening, and I've been.
And I thought I'd explain what happened to me, because I've had 3 experiences with sleep paralysis myself. Since I was a child, I've had lots of experiences with ghosts, but not until 2 years ago have I experienced sleep paralysis. I've heard about it just a little. So the first time I experienced it was on December 26, 2005. This was the morning of the big typhoon in Southeast Asia. So, alright, I was having a nice dream. There was, in the middle of a jungle, there was a small white house, and in front of that house there was a man wearing all white, and he had his arms open, so I approached him to give him a hug, and then I woke up, and my covers were here,